Hi guys, how you doing? I'm so excited to be before you yet another time. Thank you for the opportunity to grace your screen. I'm really grateful. Thank you for the likes, for the shares, the comments. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for the love and support. I do not take it for granted. I'm really grateful. For the first time viewers, you're welcome. You have a great time. I once read a book that changed my life. A book by Tracy. It's one of the best books I've read along the lines of personal development and discipline. Maybe sometime in the future we'll do a review on that book. Amongst the many things he wrote in that book, there was one very striking thing that he said, and I quote, that for you to achieve greatly, you need to become a different person. When I read it for the first time, it didn't make much sense to me until I stopped for a minute and started thinking about it deeply. And then it began to make sense to me. Yes, for me to achieve greatly, I need to be a different person. I need to become a different person. Not necessarily mean me changing who I am or changing my makeup. It means me upping the quality of who I am, the quality of my personality. There is only so much that I can do right now at my level. But if I can up my game to a certain level, there is so much I can do. Like what comes to mind when you hear system upgrade? You think about gadgets, right? Yeah, not exactly the same, but the principles are very alike. There was an iOS 15 and then there came an iOS 16. So probably the Apple company forecasted and said, okay, this is the outcome we want to produce from our gadgets, and at this level we can produce. Let us do an upgrade. That is it in our lives too. There are things that we cannot achieve at the level we are now that would demand us to doing an upgrade so as to be able to achieve that much. So indeed, for you to achieve greater outcomes, you need to be a different person. You need to become a different person, not a different person as changing your identity, but a different person as altering the quality of who you are. And so we are going to be talking about system upgrade today. We're going to be talking about the different areas of our lives that we need to do an upgrade in. I hope this helps you in some way, and so let us dive right in. So the first area of our lives that we need to do a system upgrade in is in the area of our thinking. I cannot overemphasize how important our thought process is. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, right? Yeah, very true. The way you think of yourself is a reflection of how you perceive yourself. When you draw up inaccurate conclusions about yourself, you will end up limiting your potentials, you will end up limiting your destiny. Your thoughts are catalysts and they produce what you think about in the long run. Your thoughts directly influence how you feel and how you behave. So if you feel like or you think like a failure, you start feeling like a failure, and then you act like a failure. And when you act like a failure, it reinforces the belief that you're a failure, and then the circle continues. So it is a crazy circle, and it starts from our thoughts. So we need to nip it in the bud, and it has to be in the area of our thoughts. So you see somebody who thinks of himself as a failure. When he makes a mistake, of which he does very often, it is like a second opinion or a reinforcement of the fact or his belief system that he's a failure, right? The few times when he has a successful outcome, he attributes that to luck. You can see how damaging our thought process can be if they are to the negative. So we have to be mindful of the things we think about. Even the Bible says that guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. It also says that whatsoever things are true, honest, just, lovely, pure, of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. The Bible sets a precedent on the kind of things we should think about. And when you go through the list, you find that they are all good things. So when we start having negative thoughts about ourselves, we are damaging our own personality by ourselves. It may be, however, subtle. but indeed it is damaging something about you. So we need to think good thoughts about ourselves. So it may not necessarily be your lack of skill or talent in a certain area that is holding you back. It may be your beliefs that are keeping you from performing at your peak. You know that optimistic thoughts can lead to a productive behavior, which increases your chances of a successful outcome. If you can alter your perception, you can change your life. So the next area of our lives that we need to do an upgrade in is on our talk. Our talk, very important. This has to do with what we say and how we say it. Basically, what we say is the message we have to convey, right? And how we say it is the tone that backs the message we have to convey. So I can say something now, and the next person says the same thing. And one person will come off as being polite and the other person will come off as being rude. The deciding factor there was the tone that backed the message. Have you ever considered that the way you talk can determine who you are friends with, or the opportunities that you are open to, or that are open to you rather? The way you talk is a window into who you are and how people see you. So we should know what to say and how to say it, when to say. There are some things that are time sensitive. At this point, it may be good to say that the next point may not be good to say. So we should know how to manage our message and how to manage it with regards to sensitivity of time, place, and the likes. Have you ever been in a space with a person that is very loud, and the moment the person opens his mouth to speak, you're just turned off, and then you start looking for deliberate moves or ways to avoid the person? Or on the other extreme, somebody who is too withdrawn, you can't even get to engage in a meaningful conversation with the person. You can't get words out of the person's mouth, even to save the person's life. Those are two extremes, and we need to find healthy balance to these things. We need to know how to talk, when to talk. We need to understand the protocol of the palace. There are places that I can go now because I like to laugh a lot. I can laugh and fall on the floor, right? But there are places I would go to that I won't even speak until I'm spoken to. And if something funny is said, I will just chuckle. You don't just go everywhere and act exactly the same way. No, you need to learn how to manage your environment and how to act in relation to your environment. I've found people, real life, I've entered public transportation, and I found people arguing about their political party, about a politician, people that don't even know them. They start arguing and spilling things, being mindless of the next person in that vehicle. You don't know if it's a dog. You don't know if it's a secret agent. You don't know. You just open your mouth and talk. We need to manage the way we talk. We need to do an upgrade on the way we talk. It has to be a deliberate effort. The way we talk can make people misinterpret our intentions. There are people that you don't want near you. They are not bad people, but it's just the way they talk. So we need to do an upgrade on the way we talk, because it can make you miss opportunities. It can open you up to a world of opportunities. So the next area of our lives that we need to do an upgrade in is in our habits. About 40% of the activities we carry out every day are born out of habits and not out of conscious decisions. So there are things that you do on repeat and your brain just says, okay, this is something we get to do all the time. There's no need to give it a thought. Let it just happen on autoplay, you get. So it just happens without your brain giving it a thought. So your brain is storing up brain power for more complex challenges that may arise. And so you see yourself doing things without effort because they have become second nature, they are a habit. So when a habit now is to the negative, that is when we have a problem with it, because it may be you self-sabotaging. Imagine you doing something to yourself over and over, something that is not good for you. You're doing it over and over and over. It will be you shooting yourself in the foot over and over and over, and then it may be very fatal in the long run. So we need to take a break and look into our lives and pick out the things that are not right, things that we do as things that are habitual to us, that we do as of habits, and then try to work on them. It may not be a walk in the park because your habits are like second nature. So it may mean that you take very deliberate steps to working on it. Imagine telling somebody stop smoking. It may not happen in a day or in a week. You may even need to get help, external help, to be able to break it because it's very addictive, but it's a step worth taking. Yeah, if you need to change your life or control your life, you need to change your habits. Your daily activities affect your private life. They affect your relationship, your finances, your work. They affect everything that you do. So if you need to make a tiny shift in your life, or maybe a huge life-changing shift, you need to take a look at your habits, because these are they are contributing factors as to the quality of your life in the long run. Like I said earlier, if you need to control your life, you need to change your habits. So the fourth aspect of our lives that we need to do an upgrade in is in the area of our relationships. Now, talking about relationships, I'm not talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about relationships in general, with people in general. As humans, we are relational beings. God made us that way to function in relationship with other people. We cannot be an island of our own. And so relationship can be a source of joy and comfort to us. We need to focus on building a network of social support. There are some people that they may not even have money, but when they call, 1,000 men will answer. You don't know what that is. You don't know the blessing that comes with it. You can't get everything out of one person. One person cannot have everything. Even if you say, okay, I'm a pastor, I'm a man of God, I'm blessed, I'm graced, you may not know how to build your own church website. Do you get? So you may be blessed with spiritual power, you may be blessed with this or that, but there must be something that you will need from another person. Hence the need for a close network, hence the need for building relationships. Like I said, people are blessed with different graces. Some people are blessed with political power, some with influence, some with money, some with counsel, wisdom. And so if you have a network of people, it's as though you are blessed with all these things. Because these are people that when you have need for them, you call, they can answer, right? So you may not have the gift of counsel, you may not even have the gift of finances, right? But when you call, there is somebody who can lend you that, there's somebody who can support you with that. There is a blessing in it. A lot of people are stranded today because they did not build meaningful relationships while growing up. You leave your secondary school and you feel like, okay, we're done with secondary school, I should not keep contact with my classmates again because we're done. You leave the university. No, build relationships. There are people worth keeping. There are people worth like just laying aside. Maybe they don't have something very meaningful to contribute to you, or probably their attitude and all that is fine, but let us learn to keep quality relationships. When you are in need, can you call somebody and the person will answer? Do you have people like that in your life? Not just financial need. It can even be a health need. It can be maybe a problem in your intimate relationship, maybe your marriage, your relationship with your boyfriend or something. Can you call somebody and give you good counsel? Let us not think that life just revolves around us. Do you know the day you value your mechanic is the day that your car will park you on top of Wike's flyover? That day you will so value your mechanic, and he will be like an angel to you when he comes to rescue you. Everybody is valuable, everybody is important. Let us learn to keep relationships on different stratas. In your workplace, there should be people that you can be able to run to and say, see what's happening, and then they'll bail you out. I know some people, they are not military men, but if police holds you and they just make a call, you don't know how it happens, but they tell you go, because they have a network of men. They built a network of men. You need help spiritually. Who can you call? Do you have this person that can stand with you in prayer? Do you have this person who can stand with you in a tough time? You need to build this relationship. Don't think that you are self-sufficient, and no. It is God in you that makes you sufficient, right? But God has graced people with different graces. That is what they call the gift of men. God has given gifts to men. Let us leverage on the gifts that God gave to different people. Every gift cannot be in one person. You cannot say, okay, is this my wife that is my all in all? Yes, your wife is your all in all. But when you may need an expert advice on something, your wife may not be able to give you. So let us learn to build valuable relationships, have a network of people in different stratas. Here, when they talk about this, there's somebody you should be able to call. When they talk about that, there's somebody you should be able to call. You don't know what it will do for you in the day that you may be stranded. So let us build healthy relationships, upgrade in your relationship, upgrade in your network of people. Don't say it's only my church members that are my friends. No, it should not be only your church members that are your friends. Have friends in your neighborhood. I'm not talking about intimate friends that they will know everything. No. Friendship is also in levels. We have close friends and we have friends that are probably like acquaintances, people you cannot share very sensitive information. But these are people that can still bail you out when you need them. So let us build a network of people. It is very important. God has given gifts to men. Let us leverage on these gifts. Okay, I think we have come to the end of this video. I don't want it to be too long, so let us stop right here. There's still a lot for us to talk about. Different areas that we need to do an upgrade in, like in the areas of our emotions, our temperament, our spiritual life. There's a lot to talk about, but let us stop here. Let us not elongate this video so much. Yeah, so once again, I want to say thank you for staying up till this time. Thank you for stopping by. For the first time viewers, please like and share this video, and if you check on the screen you'll see my previous videos. Please click and watch. There may be a thing or two you can pick from them. Thank you once again for stopping by. Till I see you in my next video, do have a lovely week ahead.